Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing a Q&A session. Now I put out a community post a couple weeks back asking you guys for any questions that you would like me to answer, and you guys have come through with a few, and today I am going to answer them all. Let's get right into the video. Alright, getting straight into things. I'm going to try to go through these as fast as possible. We got a lot of comments, and I want to try to get through as many as possible. So let's get into things. Dusty Buns asked me a series of questions. First one being, what was the reason you named your channel Kekvin? You see, I took my name, Kevin, and then I went, oh hey, the Kek emote. That's pretty funny. I'm kind of funny. Let's slide a K right between the E and the V, and bam, Kekvin. There you go. What are your plans for the future? Good question. I don't know as of right now. I'm kind of still in a bit of a slump in terms of where I'm at with content and Genshin and what I want to do with this channel going forward. As far as series go, I'm going to keep doing the series that I have started, like Polearms Only and Unit Review are two of my favorites, but I want to try to find other series that I enjoy and maybe try out some other games on this channel. And then the last two questions are, what PC build are you using and what video software are you using currently? I'm going to be completely honest, I am a very ignorant person when it comes to PC building. I know nothing about PC building. I sent my computer to be made by some guy at some software company, and honestly, he made it. I got it sent to me. It works well, and I'm happy. All there is to it. What video software are you using? I'm literally using NVIDIA, the one that comes with the computer. Tobias asks, what is the highest amount of 5-star characters / weapons you got in a single temple? Now, this is a good question. I actually one time got a Mona and a Diluc for the very first time on one standard banner temple. I remember on the day I got it, I think I posted it into the Genshin official Discord. I'll put a screenshot of that up now, and I posted it because I was so happy and so proud of myself. I think I was only like a couple weeks into the game, and I was like, oh my gosh, you get so many 5-stars in this game. And then obviously as I play the game, I realized, oh wow, no, that was only a one-time thing, and it will never happen again, and it hasn't happened since. Next question comes from Bennett the Board, and they ask, how do you make such good content? Well, my friend, I ask myself the same question every day. Katsu asks, if you could add a weapon type / element to the game, which one would it be? We'll start with weapon type. If I had to think of any, I'd probably go with like guns, to be honest. I think guns could be sick in Genshin, I'm not gonna lie. Can you imagine Kazuha running around, dual wielding pistols, bam, do some cool tricks in the air? It worked really well with Tower of Fantasy, except that game has some very underlying issues, so I didn't enjoy it as much, but I think it could work really well with Genshin. Except maybe it's more of a PG game, so I don't know how well that would work. They might have to think of something else. If I had to choose a second one though, probably like Axe. If the gun thing didn't work, Axes could be really cool. Except maybe it'd be too similar to Claymore, I don't know. As for elements, I think a pretty common one, and I think a good idea would just be a dark or a light element would be really cool in this game. Imagine like flashing light in the eyes of your enemies, immobilizing them. I think that could be really cool. Or dark, taking away their vision and making everything around you hazy. I think that could be really, really interesting. Hakuro asks, do you plan on doing any more weapon / element only playthroughs? As for right now, I do not plan on doing any more. It gets very hard as you start doing more of these to find the motivation to just do those like really grindy story quests, which you've already seen 2 times, and you have to spend another 5 hours, and there's no skip button implemented into the game yet, so you cannot skip any of the cutscenes, and you have to do this over and over and over, and it gets very methodical very quickly. Honestly, I'm at the point with Mondstadt only where I have a hard time building up motivation to log onto the account to do the story quests, so I think a 3rd account is probably out of the question. Splatoon player asks, if you could have any superpower you want, which one would it be and why? Probably invisibility, for no reason in particular, to like rob banks and stuff. Bredson asks, what's your favorite video game soundtrack and or fan song? I'd have to say personally, I think my favorite video game soundtrack is the ending song to Xenoblade 2, which is titled One Last You. It's a very beautiful song, and it really fits the ending to the game as a whole, which is one of my favorite games of all time. If I can, I'll play a bit of it for you here. Hopefully it's not copyrighted. If it's not, here is a little tidbit of that song. Garcia asks, how do you have so much willpower to grind? Truthfully, I really do not have all that much willpower to grind. On my main account, I'm kind of at the point where Genshin, where I log on, I sometimes spend my resin, sometimes I don't. I've kind of got over the phase where I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm out of resin, oh no, what will I ever do? As for polearms only, shout out to one of my Discord admins, Kova, who has been grinding on that account for me. They are a goat and have been helping me tremendously in the grind for that account. Zhao Enthusiast asks, why haven't you built Zenyatta yet? This is a threat. I will never build that character. Zenyatta is trash. Even if you threaten me, there will not become a day where I ever build that character. No, I'm just kidding. Jokes aside, I actually do plan on building Zenyatta at some point. She'll just be probably a last priority because she's not a character I particularly want to build. But the Zenyatta build video will come eventually in my YouTube career. Galaxy asked me a series of questions. I'm going to try to answer each one. What is your favorite weapon type? I think as for right now, it's probably swords, the very first weapon type you get in the game. I think just majority of swords characters are like a lot of my favorites, like Kazuha, Ketching, Ayaka. I have them all really well built. I just like the fast-paced, hit things quickly. The charge attacks are always fun to do. I think swords are definitely my favorite as of right now. Favorite region? Probably Inazuma. I think Inazuma's time of release was like so hyped because we've just been sitting with Mondstadt and Leeway for so long. I'm not gonna lie, they get a little bland after a while. And then Inazuma came out and it was like, whoa, look at this. Tall mountains. There's lightning. There's like huge ravines. The remnants of a serpent. It was all really exciting. And then when Sumeru came out, it was kind of like less excitement because it's just a lot of green. So I think, yeah, Inazuma, definitely my favorite right now. Who is your favorite Harbinger? I think between the options we have, which is Signora, the Doctor, Scaramouche, and Child, I think are the only 4 we've met up until this point. I'd probably have to go with Scaramouche. She just has the most appealing story out of all of them. And have you leveled up those amazing Hutao pieces? I assume you're probably referring to on my polearm only account. No, I have not done that yet. We'll do that when Hutao comes out. Laura asks, will you ever whale for a C6 limited character on Mondstadt only or Spears only? Probably not. I don't see much reason to. One, it just costs way too much money and would not be worth it for me financially at all. And two, I think it probably ruin a bit of the, you know, authenticity of the series. I think if I just had a C6, the whole series would just become incredibly easy, especially if I had like a C6 Hutao or a C6 Raiden. I could probably 36-star the Abyss right now if I had a C6 Raiden. So I just think the series would lose a lot of the enjoyment around it. Music asks, is there a character in Genshin that you regret raising? Now, my endgame goal for Genshin is to upgrade every character to level 80. Here's my menu. You'll see that I have every single character except for below Goro at level 70 to 20, and I honestly plan to upgrade every character in the game. So even if I hate their playstyle, I'm gonna end up upgrading them eventually. So is there one in particular I regret raising? I wouldn't really say anybody, but in terms of like playstyle, somebody I just don't enjoy playing, maybe Candace. Candace was a really, I'm not gonna lie, bland character who I don't think provided much value to my account at all. I don't think I've used her once. I just upgraded her, got her talents up, and that was about it. So yeah, out of everybody, I'd probably say Candace is probably my, you know, least favorite of the bunch. Raw1 asked, do you plan to make content other than Genshin? Now, I have tried this in the past with Tower of Fantasy. Unfortunately, that game plummeted really fast and lost almost all of its viewership in like a matter of weeks. So other than that, I really haven't even attempted it. I've thought about trying to make a second channel and branching out and trying to play some of the games that I personally enjoy. A lot of my games that I play in my free time are like Switch games and some PlayStation games too, but I feel as though the Genshin community is very Genshin only instead of wanting to branch out to other content and wanting to see me play other content. I feel like a lot of my viewers watch me because I play Genshin Impact, so just trying to branch out to other options would be a little hard because I feel like if I were to advertise a second channel, it would not get as much viewership as my Genshin channel does. Surumi asks if you could R5 and C6 any weapon and character, who and what would it be? That's a kind of a tough one, to be honest. I'd say probably Yoimiya is probably my favorite like main DPS to play. I would love to have her C6, and I would also love a Thundering Pulse. Even one copy I'd take. I rolled on the banner and I got the Nahida weapon instead of the Thundering Pulse. So yeah, probably out of anybody, I would say Yoimiya. The God of Quack asks, can you sing us something? Yeah, I got you. Let me just prepare my vocal cords. Okay, here we go. Rissy asks, do you like Chi-Chi? Yeah, I love Chi-Chi. She's my favorite. And I think that will be our last question for the day. Thank you to everyone who submitted your questions. I hope I can do these again in the future to hopefully answer any more unanswered questions you guys may have for me. But as for right now, that is going to be the end of our video for today. If you guys enjoy this video and you want to see more in the future, please consider subscribing or leaving a like down below. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.